Hello, my beautiful friends. I realized that I hadn't done any rune pulls for a while, so I was outside meditating, and I pull runes for myself every day, but I was like, I really should do a full reading. So I don't know who it resonates for. It may resonate for me, it may not. It may resonate for you, it may not. Remember that rune stones are about meditation and thinking about issues that are pertinent in your life, so these stones may not call to you or me, but they are the ones that Spirit leads us to pull. So we start off by thinking about our intention, and then we put our intention into the stones. This is the Elder Futhark alphabet. And then I'll pull clarifying cards if I think Spirit is leading me that way to clarify whatever the issue is. So we start by just taking a second and asking Spirit to guide us and to give us the message that we are meant to hear. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm doing a Celtic cross spread. There are all kinds of different Celtic cross spreads, but I do a very simple 5-stone pull. The first stone represents the energy that we are in right now. I'll pull the stone, and then I'll explain what the stones mean later. My cats are here begging for treats. I'm out of treats, don't tell them. So you might hear them meow, because they think there's an infinite supply, and they got into them, so they're without. Okay, our present energy feels like chaos. This is the Hagalaz stone. So for some of us, we just feel like we're in chaotic energy, and that can mean a lot of different things. There's no reverse on a Hagalaz stone. On this chaos stone, it's one of the menacing stones. So you can just kind of feel out of sorts, or like things are spinning out of control. What got us here? That's the next stone that we pull. And it goes in the eastern position, right next to Hagalaz. All right. We have the Sowilo stone. So things were going great. Things were really sunny. And then the shit the fan. Right? So that's, that was the energy we were in. And then things kind of went off kilter. All right. In the southern position, we pull a stone that represents the influences in the situation that we can't control. Things that, that are beyond our control. So what stone is that? That is gift, Gebo, joy. So, that's interesting. Gebo, as a stone, outweighs all other stones in a reading. So even Hagalaz. So things you can't control are joy and beauty and wonderment from Spirit, and that actually overpowers the Hagalaz stone itself. So it'll be interesting when we pull all the stones to kind of put it all together and see what it means. In the western position, we pick a stone of things that you can do, things that you can actually choose to do or not to do to influence the situation, improve the situation. And we have Isa, which is ice. So you can control your response. Like you can be icy and focus on the bad instead of focusing on the good. So you're choosing your response to this situation, is what this means. And then we have in the northern position, the outcome, like what might be the outcome, potential outcome. And remember that runestones do not predict the future. Some people believe like tarot can predict the future, but I don't believe that we have the ability to predict the future because we all have free will. This is just a potential outcome if things follow the pattern that they're in. So our stone is Mannaz. And we will talk about that. So I'm going to just pause here for a second and think about all the stones and sort of reflect on them and see what I think they mean. Be right back. Welcome back. So what's interesting about this reading is that you have two extremely positive stones next to like the two menacing stones. Like two of each of the big are right here with a message of peace and harmony in the end. So Hagalaz, or the Chaos Stone, which is present energy, that can be like natural. It can also reflect the weather, right? Bad weather, natural bad weather forces, things like that, chaotic weather. But I don't get the sense that that's what it's talking about, even though it's pouring rain outside. It just means that something's going on in your life that is chaos and, um, just feels like bad energy. Something bad energy is going on. And interestingly, my life is pretty even keel. But yesterday I had some really just bad energy because I felt people were just being takers, being abusive of generosity, and I did a whole video about it, and I didn't post it because it didn't sound like good energy, and it's not the energy I want to put out in the world, but I definitely felt it, right? And and I come from a pretty sunny disposition, the Sowilo stone. So I'm not usually a person who gets irritated by people who ask for too much help or anything like that. But in the two cases, it was like one person was asking, for everybody to accommodate her schedule, which she does all the time, which is very frustrating. And another person was a stranger who constantly asks for help in the name of her children, and uses it as a sustainability plan. And that's frustrating because it means, that people who genuinely need help in a foot up, they get ignored because people like this take advantage of people. So I was just frustrated. I was in bad energy all day. And so I feel like for me, that is what this chaos stone represents. And it really derailed my sunny disposition. And then I remember that it's a gift that I have, that people come to me for help, and that it's a gift that I have a spirit that is really aligned with helping other people. I can call bullshit when I need to, and I do, but that's a gift too. That discernment is a gift, and discernment is the gift. And so now the thing I can control is how I view it. I can view it as a lesson. I can just continue to be irritated with these two people for being abusive to generosity, or I can look at it as a lesson from spirit, reminding me to make sure that I'm using the gift of discernment. So it's my choice how I see the chaos. And if I do that, if I choose to see clearly, and I choose to reflect and ask my spirit guides and ask Jesus and my God, how to handle things like that, then peace and harmony will be created. That's what the Mannaz stone is, and we don't normally get the Mannaz stone, so it literally translates to humanity, individuality, friendship, society, cooperation, and help, humankind, essence of all humanity, help, cooperation, positive relationship with others. I was in a negative space yesterday because I felt that I am a person who wants to help other people. I really am. Like I have literally given the shirt off my back, literally. And I would do that again and not count the cost. And the two people, like back to back, who were demanding of my resources and my time, really like just gave me a sour disposition, because I want people to understand, like generosity is a two-way street, and don't be a taker all the time. Like, be a giver and a taker. And I had played at a funeral earlier in the day for a young man who had significant medical problems, but still managed to give his time and talent to our local fire department. So it was just a day full of just chaotic feelings that like really like rocked my sunny disposition. And but I have to remember that the gift that I'm given is a gift from spirit. It's not a gift that I possess on my own. I get this gift, from God, and the gift of discernment. I can choose to let it be icy. I can choose to, focus on the negativity in the situation, or I can let that ice melt and understand that I was to learn some lessons, to appreciate the gift of discernment, and to appreciate knowing the difference between, and knowing and learning how to navigate the message, right? To be a positive influence, because I don't want to not help people. Like, that's not going to happen. I don't want to be a person who people are afraid to come to because I'm going to be judgmental. I'm not judgmental. With these two people, they have patterns of behavior that are manipulative, and I just have to discern that and move on and focus the energy to help people who are not manipulators. And that's a lesson to learn, right? And I sometimes am a little doughy-eyed. One of my greatest faults that I work on all the time is being stupendously naive for as smart as I am. I can be, my heart is pure, and I am often duped by people. And I was thinking earlier, I was doing like a little reflection, and I was thinking, I tend not to really get close to people, really, really close to people. I keep people, and my whole life, I've always kept people sort of at arm's length, and that's a bit of my family way too. That's how my family was. Very friendly, very outgoing, very generous, and would help anybody. But we kind of just keep people at arm's length, and they get to know what they know, and that's it. And in recent years, I sort of let down the guard for one person, and that person just trashed it. Like, they didn't do anything bad to me. They didn't trash my name with other people or everything, but they broke that bond of trust. And it was just like a reminder of why I don't let people into my inner circle. But, this is just a reminder for spirit that it's all how you look at it, right? I was wrong about that person, but that doesn't mean every person is going to be like that. The older you get, it's harder to meet people, so I don't suspect that newer people are going to come along. But, and this was a person from way back in my life. So interesting, just a very interesting read. But the outcome is positive if you want it to be. It's a positive outcome to focus on the light, the love, focus on the gift. Don't focus on the chaos. Let's just get a clarifying stone to make sure that we're on the right track. And we're going to go to Celtic Spirit to ask the guides just for a clarifying stone. Our clarifying card for the stones. I'm going to do 3 passes. Whatever comes out. Let me just shuffle real quick. Let me shuffle, 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 and see what Spirit has to say. All right. All right, 3 passes starting now. Pass 1. If we don't get any cards, the reading stands on its own. Pass 2. And pass 3. Got a whole bunch on that one. I don't know if I'm supposed to take all of these. I don't think so. I think I'll just take the one that flipped up. Oh, interesting. It's Peace Walker. And it's peace, gentle, forward. And that goes with the Mannaz stone. It's all in how you see things. You can keep things icy, or you can just let it melt, move on, and remember that you have a gift. Focus on the gift that you have. For me, that's discernment, and that I help humanity by always seeking truth and justice, and operating justly. I am wishing you all the very best in light and love. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.